Shalom. Koholo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekahakradash. Koholo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekahakradash. Shalom and salutations again and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, where I continue to learn this 100% truth. Shalom to the elder bishops out of Connecticut, who will also continue to learn this truth from. Shalom also to the elders and the prophets, the teachers and evangelists of Great Millstone. Shalom to the speckled bird, the confused face, the Akim and Akwav, the Akim on the highways and byways, and last but not least, the elect. Back again, another video, praying that you be edified with it. And I'm going to entitle this The Spiritual Fornication of Our People. Now, let's look up the word fornication real quick. Shalakia. Fornication.
Fornication.
Sexual intercourse between people not married to each other. So what is married? Married is, you can look it up yourself, but I'm going to tell you. But married is to be joined unto. And we are married to Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. We are joined unto Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. As a people, we are joined to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And as the hopeful elect, praying that I be part of the hopeful elect, you are joined to Yahweh Shai. Now, you understand what fornication is, the sexual intercourse between people not married to each other. So if you take out the sexual and you add on spiritual, so now it's spiritual intercourse, intertwining between people who are, Salakia, it's a spiritual intercourse between people not married to each other, meaning you go off, you Israelites, you Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, you are not joined to these, you're not married to these other spiritual, so-called spiritual deities, which they're not. They're just false idols, spoken of and worshipped by false prophets. And what happens is you join these heathen nations, you get married with these heathen, you marry unto these heathen nations to commit spiritual fornication. And when you're intertwining with these other powers or these so-called heathen gods, this is something that really makes Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai very upset, very angry. And because of that, this is why Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai has to destroy a lot of our people, because you continue to break commandments that you were warned about. You continue to break laws that you were instructed to follow, and you have no fear of judgment from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And you are now getting ready to see his judgment. And how is he going to judge those who breaks his laws, statutes, and commandments? Which are you Israelites specifically? That's it. You are only ones that the law, statutes, and commandments were given to. And how is he going to judge you? He's going to judge you by famine. He's going to judge you by affliction, pain, death, plagues of the mind. Ultimately, it's your destruction. It's to your detriment that you choose not to follow the law, statutes, and commandments and commit spiritual fornication. Now, we are in a time where Isaiah 32:9, for you women that are at ease, roughly paraphrasing it, a lot of you are going to suffer because of what you have done. Salakia. So, yeah, so, committing spiritual fornication, man, it began with Eve being deceived. It's not new under the sun, man. So everything that serpent did, that devil did, then he's doing it now. He's done it. He's used Eve again and manipulated her and said, you don't need no man. You can be your own man. You can rely on me. I'll take care of you. You don't need no man to take care of you. Plus, he can't take care of you. Look at him. He's on drugs. He's angry. He's hitting you. He doesn't want to help you take care of the children. These are the types of things that he used as an argument point to put in her mind, I don't need no man. I don't need no man to help me. All I need to do is make my own money and pay my own bills. I could take care of the kids on my own, not realizing that he used you to break up the family, and he used you to go against his sworn enemy, which is the men of Jake. And now that he's got you in a position where he doesn't want you or need you anymore, now you're slowly but surely asking the men of Jake to want you and desire you, and you're complaining about Jake men don't want you anymore. They don't approach you. They don't deal with you no more. And Jake men have had enough and decided that, they can't. It's not worth it to deal with the Jake woman and think that you're going to prosper. And throughout the generations, what happened was the Jake woman has learned less and less about everything. She thinks she's very smart and very uneducated when she thinks she's educated. And it's only in Esau's ways. She's not educated in the ways of understanding who she is as a woman in her position, who her husband is, or who her man is in his position, who Yahweh Shai are in their positions in life. Everything's about what she wants in Esau's world. And Esau has allowed her to think and feel and carry herself in that way. And look at her today. And I don't mean to go off with it. I ain't trying to get do all of that, man. I just, it's the spirit just taking me to where, a lot of our women are destroyed. This is and unfortunately, the Jake man, we still wanted to be with our women, but realize that it's not worth it. So this is Sirach Salakia. This is Sirach 25:24, and it reads, "Of woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die." Now, how and why is that? Why do we all die because of her? Because of the mentality that she's taken about how to deal with life. She has again taken that philosophy, drunk that wine, to be wicked and to destroy her world, which consists of the children and the men and her life. And she chose not to participate in her role, which allowed the so-called Jake family, or not so-called, but the family of the so-called black family to crumble. And this is why we're in the positions that we're in. not entirely all the women. I don't want it to, people to that hear my videos or so and be like, well, yeah, halal's talking about black women this or black women that. No, it's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua acts the way he does with the man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Salakia allows the woman to act the way she does with the black man, the so-called black man, because this is how we acted as men to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We chose not to listen. We chose not to follow the law, statutes, commandments, and we wanted to be sinful and wicked. Committing adultery, fornication, all these things, which is bad. Let's go back to that again, because I didn't pull it up. I had it on my phone, but Sirach 25 and 24, and it reads, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die." This is something that is absolutely true, because we're constantly being put in a position to be up under not just the heathen nations, but under our women as well, and giving them the decisions to make, putting them in a position to make decisions on how to deal with the men in their world. And this is raising young men to be bands. When I say that, bitch ass niggas, and fans. Figure that one out. So, because of that, we have raised a generation of demons and monsters, and now it's coming back to bite them in the ass, because now they're saying to themselves, well, where's the decent, or where the men at? The men are effeminate, and they act this kind of way, and they act that kind of way, and they want to be this, and they want you to chase them, and they want you to do this, that, and the third. And that's because you had the privilege of raising them to be that way, because you decided to go along with the narrative that Esau told you, that you don't need a man, you just need him to take care of you. And now Esau is done taking care of you, and now he's telling you, so get out my face, and what are you going to do? And now you want to think that you're going to be even more masculine and demand and take from Esau, not realizing that he doesn't love you, never did, and he's going to put you down just like he intends to put the Jake man down. And this is all stemmed from spiritual fornication, man. Not coming back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I was listening to Elder Apostle Kabal today. I actually listened to the video twice. He spoke about how, that you women, you're in a situation now that nobody's gonna want to deal with you like that. And now that you think that you're gonna be super masculine, Esau, he's waiting for you to act out so he can put you down. He doesn't care about spilling your blood. He looks forward to that. This is Revelations 18 and 3. And it reads, "For all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." And how do they wax rich through the delicacies? They wax rich because they all came to Babylon knowing that the Israelites was here, the northern kingdom and southern kingdom, and they for all the other nations, they used those nations to suppress us, to oppress us, and to take advantage of us, and feed us and give us poison. And they kept these other places in position, or these other heathen nations with businesses and positions in our neighborhoods or the ghettos, that they can continue to have a watch on us and destroy us slowly and hopefully surely. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is fighting for us. This is but what happens is, because of what we did, There's no deed that goes without there's how can I say this? There's what you reap is what you sow. There's nothing that goes without being recognized. Yahweh Shem Yahushua sees all. This is why you ought to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to ask him for mercy, because we all offend and we all have gone off, and we all to some certain extent has committed spiritual fornication. The Most High don't need us. He don't have to deal with us. As the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, we should have been as Sodom and Gomorrah. Meaning Yahweh Shem Yahushua could have destroyed us a long time ago, whenever he wanted to. But because he made a promise to our forefather Abraham, he's upholded that promise. And now he's put us in a position that we're about to get ready to start coming up and winning. And Esau understands this. The top elites understand that. And this is why they know that they have to get ahead and get their new world order in place. And if you can't tell and realize that microchip is in effect, and it'll be here soon. It's only across so many waters right now. This is Amos 2:12. But ye have the Nazarites wine to drink, and commanded the prophets, saying, prophesy not. And this is what a lot of you Jake men and women have done. You have decided to take on the philosophies of Esau and take all his goods and think that was going to be forever. And now he's cutting you off cold, and you're so used to it, you don't know what else to do. And you're ready to fight for it, not realizing that he's done with you and he's ready to destroy you. He doesn't want to destroy all of you, but he wants to destroy enough of you and the others that he may have left over to put you into cold hard slavery all over again, like it was the 1600s. This is Isaiah 28:7. But they also have erred through wine, those transgressions of the philosophies. You took on the philosophies of the heathen and decided that this is the way you want to live. And through strong drink are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. So because they're confused in the land of confusion, which is Babylon, America, which means bitter, they make decisions which comes from the top dogs over them from Esau. And when they do that, then they're confusing because they're leading their own people into slaughter. And again, they're joining, they're marrying, they're allowing, and they're condoning marriage to these other gods and to Esau. And they know it, so they're selling you for their own profit. They're selling you out so that they can maintain and have what they want, which is comfortability. Jake loved comfortability, and I understand that. But we're about to come into a time where everybody's going to be uncomfortable, especially you, Jake. But if you don't have this knowledge and wisdom and understanding for stability, knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of thy times, then you're going to go crazy, and you're going to be trying to figure out and wonder why things are not working out or things are happening the way they are. When it's all scriptural, it's all prophecy. Jeremiah 23:9. Mine heart within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones escape. I am like a drunken man, and I like a man whom wine have overcometh because of Yahweh and because of the words of his holiness. Let's get that in the NLT. Judgment of false prophets. And that's what's about to happen to a lot of these Israelite camps who, some of them go on highways and byways, but they're teaching they're false prophets teaching, adding and subtracting to the scriptures from their leaders or so. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua hears and see these things. So they're going to be made examples of. And they don't fear the Lord. You know, a lot of them choose not to call his true name, which is Yahweh, and his son's name, Yahushua. And they decided that, you know, they are the leaders over Yahweh Bashim Yahushua's people, and choose not to teach the scriptures the right way, but to teach it the way they want to, that they can fill their belly. And you're going to pay for that. You know, laugh now, cry later. Or laugh now and be destroyed soon. Right? This is in the NLT as Jeremiah 23:9. My heart is broken because of the false prophets, and my bones tremble. I stagger like a drunkard, like someone overcome by wine. Because of the holy words Yahweh have spoken against them. That's right. You should be fearing Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And you don't. You think it's all good. You should be trembling. And not to keep you straight. But you thought that you could do what you wanted to do, and it would be all good. You laughing and joking, not realizing that judgment's coming. And he's going to use Esau to pass those judgments on you. Micah 2:11. Suppose a prophet full of lies, NLT. Suppose a prophet full of lies would say to you, I'll preach to you the joys of the wine, alcohol. That's just the kind of prophet you would like. And they do. Our people, we love to have fun. We love to drink. We love to shake our ass. You know what I'm saying? And then adding the drugs and the alcohol. I see it. We love doing these things because it feels good. We love acting out and acting a fool when we get these things in our system. And Yahweh Yahushua is going to get ready to pass heavy judgment to those who chose not to listen to him when he called on you. And when he called on you is when you heard about the Hebrew Israelites and you chose not to listen and you chose not to follow, and instead you scoffed and you made jokes and you mocked. And now you're going to pay for it. Let's see. It's Revelations 18:3 in the KJV, and it reads, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So through the abundance of her delicacies is them getting rich off of us, or feeding us poison, selling us abominable things, anything that it took to capitalize off the Israelites, they did that was wicked and sinful, including the music. They used the music to speak to us and train us into being just sinful demons, man. And now the time has come where Yahweh Yahushua is tired and he's angry and he's frustrated because we have been committing spiritual fornication, dealing with other so-called gods and the heathen nations and trying to be like them, when Yahweh Yahushua made us holy. He made us separate. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to follow, and we chose not to want to follow. Just kind of what happened with Samuel when we wanted to have a king, and we went to Saul, telling Saul we want a king and this, that, and the third, like the heathen nations, to fight our battles for us and all those types of things. And Samuel was like, yo, he felt bad, and he went to the Most High about it. And Yahweh said, don't worry about it. They're not mad with you, or it's with me. They don't want to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. They want to continue to keep going off and doing what they want to do, and if that's what they want, I'm gonna give it to them. But they're gonna realize that it's gonna be detrimental to them. And we had good years, you know, definitely under King David and King Solomon. But after that, man, it was that was it, man. You know what I mean? We are sottish people, as the scriptures say. What's that? Jeremiah 22, I think, and 4. But Yahweh Shem Yahushua still loves us, man. So we need to come out of that spiritual fornication, that idolatry, all that sin, and pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to change your heart, change your mind. Repent. Fear the Most High, Salakia. This is very important, very vital, because we are definitely at the time of this grace period is about to end. And as it's going to end, what will you do? How are you going to survive if Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not with you? And a lot of y'all soon are going to learn that. Soon going to learn that. This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. And it reads, "For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life." So again, because we chose the ways of trying to be like the heathen, when Yahweh Shem Yahushua had made us holy, we destroyed ourselves, and we kept adding on to it, to the point now where we're at the end, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to hold up his end and destroy 2/3 of you Negroes, you Native American Indians, and you Latinos, because this is the judgment that you desire and you deserve. I hope to be not part of that. Let me get a precept. I'm gonna get ready to close out too. I gotta get ready to make a move, but I just wanna kind of get those scriptures out. Abarakazah, you've been edified thus far, and keep it moving like that. And it reads, Hosea 10 and 13, "Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, ye have eaten the fruit of lies, because thou didst trust in thy way, and the multitude of the mighty men." The mighty men are those men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You decided that you wanted to do what you did, which is be sinful and commit spiritual fornication and be wicked, to be like the other nations, but you're going to pay for it. I brought this how you were edified with this lesson. One more scripture I got. Go back to Wisdom of Solomon. (14:27), and it reads, "For the worshipping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil." I will rock this how you edified with the lesson. I pray that you were edified. And with that, I'm going to say, Koholo Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Radash, Shalom, and salutations again in double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. Abab Abal. Also, Shalom to the elder bishops on down of GMS. Shalom.